What's up, YouTube, YouTube? It is Wednesday at 12:07 p.m. EST, and you may be wondering, Joe, why are you 7 minutes late? Well, let me tell you. I'm a little sleep deprived. It's rainy and cold in Bilbo, but that's no excuse. This is my sincere apology. I'm excited for today's live stream, everyone. We're going to be talking twos. We're going to be talking lock screen widgets. We're going to be talking gamification plan. We're going to be talking everything under the hood to make you a twos pro, get you ready for the V4 release, which honestly, I feel like we're getting closer and closer. I guess, that's maybe somewhat obvious, because we're not going backwards, but you get the point. So yeah, who am I? My name is Twos Joe, co-founder of twosApp.com, also known as writethingsdown.com, which is our new V4 landing page. Let's go ahead and take a look at that V4 landing page real quick. How would you guys like that? So if you just go to writethingsdown.com, you'll see our general premise for twos to get things off your mind and get your day back. So a big anchor of this live stream in particular is going to be showing you guys a little something I did between my twos and ChatGPT. So here's a little teaser. Twos is kind of like the backbone of your entire life. Knows you better than anyone, understands you, and it's just a quick place to write anything down you want to remember. Ideas, to-dos, notes, reminders. How we got started with twos is that my dad actually suggested that in order to get control of my ADHD mind, this stream's open something? Sorry. Okay. Are we okay? We're okay. Can everyone hear me? Twos in the chat if you can hear me. Why do you freak me out? Okay, good. So my dad, I have one of those. He suggested that I write things down in notebooks in order to get control of my overactive mind. So you wouldn't be surprised to hear that my notebooks became filled with things in a matter of moments, from to-dos, names, recommendations, stand-up jokes. I ran through paper like the Roadrunner on Sunday Cartoon Network. Let me know if you get that reference in the chat. But yeah, so I was just running through paper, killing trees, no problem, no questions asked. And that's when Parker introduced me to his concept for twos, one single place for you to write anything down on your mind, to get your day back, and to be able to just have this living library of all the things that you've either captured, want to remember, or share with others. So obviously you guys are here for the live demo. Thank you so much for RSVPing if you did that on the landing page. If you'd like to look more into new twos beyond just the general demo that we're going to be doing here today, you can feel free to visit writethingsdown.com. Watch the cool little video that they got going on here, courtesy of Nino the Goat. We honestly made a lot of progress since even this video was initially recorded. So on that note, if I've done a good job of explaining me, my obsession with writing things down, twos is the quickest and easiest place for you to write things down to get them off of your mind. I actually would love to start once again on web, not particularly start on web, but I have reorganized the twos Bible. We've got 4.5 iterations now, and these last definitions I feel like are a wonderful example of what we want to ultimately accomplish with twos. Our mission is to create the fastest place to capture things. Any piece of your life that you want to remember, no matter how small, how big, How significant, how insignificant. It could be things about a girl. It could be things about a restaurant. It could be things about your neighbors. It could be things you need to do. It could be things you want to buy. It could be things that you don't like the taste of. There are so many things going on in our lives that a quick place to write those things down and keep them organized is so insanely valuable. And I'll show you guys a great example of that when it comes to the little ChatGPT experiment that we'll probably start in just a second here. So, fastest place to capture things, keep everything organized, and resurface things when they matter. Our vision for this platform is a world where everybody is writing things down because it is the obvious way to remember our lives, and Twos becomes a living library of everything you've ever captured and others have shared. Last but not least, our core values as a company, which also closely reflect our core values as human beings. Capture is instantaneous, organization stays simple, and resurfacing of your things is smart and delightful. These are the things that we want to accomplish with Twos. We do it with a very unique system of days, lists, and things. And on that note, let's go ahead and get started with our live demo of V4. So, what has changed since our last demo? Let's start there. First and foremost, y'all know that I have Twos in my bottom bar, new Twos in my bottom bar, because it is the quickest place to write anything down I want to remember. Like, for example, go to the gym, you fatso, right? So these are things that we write down that we need to remember, because if we don't, then we are just fatty McFats. You'll notice that when I write certain things down, smart suggestions appear, which is, in this case, a to-do. The really cool thing about to-dos is that they automatically roll over day by day if you leave them unfinished. So now let's go ahead and go to today, and you'll notice I'm looking at a whole new view. How do I get there? Swipe up, swipe down, click here, click there, and now you'll notice I have my to-do, go to the gym, you fatso, sitting right there on my day. These things will carry over, just like the examples that you see up here, every day if you leave them unchecked. If you check them off, then you'll get a little bit of confetti. They will go into your completed section, and they will no longer carry over. So resurfacing things that you want to remember in a smart and delightful way. If you have unfinished to-dos, then you can continue to keep up with those things day by day. Now you may be wondering, well, Joe, how do I keep all of my to-dos how do I keep my to-dos from becoming overwhelming? Because, if I have new things that I need to do every single day, then how am I going to be able to write them fast enough to be able to, or rather, how am I going to be able to keep up with them carrying over every day? That is a great question that you just asked. So let me create another to-do, and I'll actually do that right now by using our keyboard shortcut. So again, just a little something I wanted to show you guys. Keyboard shortcut, if you do open bracket, close bracket, space, then it turns your things into to-dos. And I am now writing a to-do. And then let's go with, here is another to-do. And last but not least, I'll show you guys one more smart suggestion example, which I think is pretty fun. And also, okay, I guess that's only on my screen. Save, please. And then last but not least, go see, I don't know any movies, Oppenheimer. It's the exact same examples every single demo because it's just the only movie that I'm ever able to remember. So that was supposed to give me a smart suggestion for the movie Oppenheimer because I am writing the word Oppenheimer. If ever you feel like your smart suggestions don't work, you have two options. You can rewrite the thing and save it again so that it actually runs in the background. And then you'll notice that the movie Oppenheimer gets recognized as a streamable option to then open on Just Watch. Now, what I'm going to do, because we were just showing a general example of how you keep your to-dos in order without all of these things just piling up on you. I'm going to select this thing, I'm going to select this thing, I'm going to select that thing, and I'm going to blue moving truck it to a new list called Things I Need to Do for Eel. Know what I'm saying? So then if you click on your toast, you'll see that those things jump into your list, which is now collaboratable, bookmarkable, shareable, organizable, or AI-able. So that is lists, that is things, these individual pieces of information that you write down that can be reordered, moved, and shared, and also have smart suggestions ran on them. And really our goal is for people to understand the joy and the benefit of writing things down to remember and organize their life. So one example of how we're doing that now is we are actually offering a coin bounty for everything you write down. 1 coin. Whoop. And now let's go 2 coin. And you'll notice the little animation with the coin flip up here. And we'll go 3 coin. And we are gonna probably put a cap as to how many daily thing coins you can get, just so that you don't spasm. But once again, I wanted to show you guys these things. I can select one thing up top, one thing below, but not necessarily all 3 things. Now that I have all these coins, I can click on my little coins section, and you can see what your total balance is and how to use your coins. So you can currently change your wallpaper, change your confetti, and you can also refer friends. So get 200 coins for each friend you refer to twos. All right, so last but not least, I wanted to show you guys a quick example of changing my confetti type. I've now changed it to rainbow. I will go back to my capture view, and I will write a thing. I will visit my today, and let's go ahead and cross that thing off. I just remembered that you can only do it with the swipe actions to get confetti currently. Woo! Rainbow confetti. Let's do it again. Rainbow confetti. Making writing things down fun, enjoyable, obvious, clear. So these are just some of the examples of things that I write down on a day-to-day basis. Because we just were talking about the coins section, why don't we do a little tease, with Nino's permission of course, of the new gamification and monetization. So this is quite literally cutting room floor, how the sausage is made. Let me check the comments to see if Nino is yelling at me first. And if he is not, then let's take a look. I did go to the gym earlier today, Nino. Thank you for calling me out on my BS. And I did sign an NDA. Well, I signed an NDA. Okay, let's take a look at twos. Let's take a look. Specifically the new gamification. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. In 3, 2, wait. Man, we've designed so much stuff at this company. Let me get in there. Sorry for the high anticipation, guys. I just need to stop freaking out and be able to click on a link. It is raining so hard right now where I am. Like, I gotta kind of freaking out a little bit. Okay, I have the link opened. I am now sharing my screen. We are going to take a look at the new gamification together. Ooh, Nino. So, Nino has done a phenomenal job of taking some initial ideas that I've shared with him about the new gamification and monetization of twos and incorporated them into these initial designs. Allow me to walk you through what we are seeing cutting room floor very raw stuff here so far. At the top of your rewards view, which we might end up calling Game Center or something else along those lines, you'll see your coins balance and your bucks balance. And I see Nino also flying around out here, so everyone say hi Nino in the chat. But at the top of our Game Center, we see our coins and our bucks, followed immediately by our streak. So I currently am running a streak of 1,630 consecutive days because I write things down every single day. That is how I write, it is why I write, it is to remember things, and every time I do that, I add a new day to my streak. Let's see what 1,630 is in years. Any guesses? Any guesses in the chat? 1630 divided by 365. Go, 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 quick, quick, quick. 4.465, so just under 4.5 years writing things down. So highly requested, something that I'm always looking to incorporate more of is ways for people to spend their coins and bucks. So streak freezes and streak saves. 24-hour reverse for your streak, or freeze your streak if you're planning on not writing things down for a couple of days, which would be kind of crazy. You should be writing things down every day. But so then let's just kind of keep digging in here. We've got twos clues, which is the ability to earn coins by learning how the application works. You get coins for performing certain actions within twos, like writing things down, like making lists, like creating reminders. And then if you complete all 3 clues, you'll get a bonus buck. So you may be wondering, Joe, what do I spend my damn coins and bucks on? Well, I showed you just a second ago, and this will all hopefully be coming live into the application prior to release. We have the customization of your wallpapers, confettis, app icons, and then we have the ability to also use bucks on features. So things like tags, multiple accounts, templates, see all. And if Nino's trying to get my attention right now, I'm going to quickly jump over into the chat to see if there's anything that needs my attention. Good, good, good. I did go to the gym. Yep, 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 yep. I love it. Love the, I mean, isn't Nino just absolutely the best? So, yeah. And then the whole idea, guys, is that you will use bucks to acquire certain features, certain power user features. You will use coins for customizations. And then you can always support our development as a super small team by subscribing to 2s Plus, which will unlock all of the features and also give you the ability of going ahead and customizing a couple of fun things. We also will be selling top-up packs for you to also have the ability to go and get whatever customization, feature, or kind of vibe you're going for in your 2s ASAP. So these are all of the updates and changes that are coming to new 2s gamification and monetization. Nino, I am amazed. You are the GOAT. Thank you so much for your hard work on this. It looks absolutely incredible. All right, so let's go back quickly into 2s. Why don't we? And let's see if there's anything else in particular that I want to show you guys until we talk about ChatGPT and what I did, because it's kind of crazy. I'm excited for you guys to see. All right, we got to open back up 2s because we don't need our calculator. We need 2s. So let me take a look at my agenda here. We've talked about who I am. We've talked about why 2s exists. We've talked about the capture view, the today view, and things. We've talked about lists. We've talked about new gamification. We can also quickly talk about new home, because we have demoed this before, but we will demo it again. First and foremost, home is where you write, or rather, where some of your things are resurfaced for you. The ability to remember things that you've tagged, the ability to navigate to certain days, the ability to, oh, what did I write down yesterday? What did I write down yesterday? Went to the grocery store and got stuff for chicken parm tomorrow, so that's sick. Guys, I'm about to be making chicken parm so hard in this rainy, cloudy day. Chat prompts, so the ability to quickly ask Two's chat questions. Like, for example, what is Parker's birthday? Let's see if it gets this first go. Fingers crossed. Come on, baby. Yep, there we go. November 5th, November 5th, November 5th, November 5th. And his 30th birthday was in 2023. So, Two's chat, the ability to quickly prompt your own database for things you're looking for. Oh, and then last but not least, we've got this new feature called Memory of the Day, and this one made me really happy because I bought some rollerblades, I guess around June of 2022, which tracks because summer in Florida. Obviously, I had to get a set of rollerblades. And yeah, these are just the things that I want to write down and things that I want to remember. Okay, so that is going to be our high-level demo of new home, new gamification, new capture view, new pals. I mean, what else could we possibly do that's new? This gives me a great opportunity to just revisit the fact that Two's is so unique because we write things down. These individual pieces of our lives that we want to remember instead of having to create an entirely new note for something that you want to recall. Just the ability to quickly write things down, like for example, the fact that I need to follow up with Francesco about the fact that he said that he might be interested in coming on Two's Talk in early December. Get excited about that. And so then this is another great example. Not only am I selecting this thing, which then allows me to emulate the fact that we are writing things down, but I can also go into the thing info here, which shows us some metadata, such as the amount of words, characters, the fact that it's listed as a checkbox, and that I actually created this thing on November the 6th, but then I moved it to today because he said follow up in the middle of the month. That is the benefit of writing things down, these flexible little pieces of your life that effectively replace 5 different apps instead of having to just use one. All right, so I promised you guys a fun ChatGPT integration type thing. So if you tuned in and are still waiting around for that, thank you so much. But without further ado, let me share my computer screen. And while this processes, I'm gonna check the chat for questions, comments, thoughts, frustrations, shout outs. Hell, I might give out some beta access. Why not? You know, if you're currently in the chat and dealing with my sleep deprived ass, then I will happily try and get you into the beta. See if I can't pull some strings. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this window here. I have a temporary chat in front of me, and I do that because Baller and I share a ChatGPT. Don't tell Sam Altman. But it's really fun to do little experiments. And the experiment that I did most recently was an export of my entire Two's history, over 150,000 things, and I uploaded them to ChatGPT. Now, here is one important clarification. I was not able, so my entire markdown file is actually only about 15 megabytes, but thousands and thousands of pages. So I had to parse these things and make sure that it was digestible by ChatGPT, because ChatGPT has token limits. They actually might call us and tell us that we're kicked off their plan because of how many things I'm trying to make it go through. But let me show you guys exactly what I did this morning. I parsed the first things that I've written down through New Year's Eve 2021. Been using Two's for a long time. Got a lot of things written down. And these are just my days based on these things I've written. Tell me about myself. That might take some time. So, like I said, let's go and look over in the, oh, I also did kind of have this bug earlier where it like didn't really start thinking the way that I wanted it to. So let me make sure that that's working. Is this working? And you probably are wondering, Twos Joe, why do I care? Well, I'll tell you. In no small order, this is what we want Twos to be able to accomplish. This is what we want chat to be able to do. This is what we want a general experience to be like with Twos, the ability to write all of these things down, generate immediate insights and thoughts that all are available to you just by a natural prompt. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chat while it starts parsing through all of my things, and then let's come back and take a look and see how that did. So, going into the chat now, everybody. Where are you, chat? Come on, chat. And I promise that I will share you guys the information ASAP. Okay. Yep, we love the new gamification and monetization design. That makes me super happy. Can you favorite or prioritize specific prompts in the prompt list on the homepage? Not immediately, not currently, but yeah, I mean, eventually, yeah, I think that's a great idea. What else do we got? Timeline feature, yep, great. That's one of the widgets to home/remember view, the ability to add a timeline. I've actually been having a little bit of issues adding a timeline to my actual Twos, to my day rather. That is something that I should be able to do, but I've been struggling with doing a little bit. So let me see really quick if I'm able to get it back. And if not, I will not even show you. Ha ha ha. Okay. Today, yeah, see it says turn on to hide the weak bar on today. I wonder why that's not working. I don't get the weak bar. Nobody wants me to have the weak bar, I guess. You know what I should show you guys though really quick is the new like calendar integration that we've got. Let's take a look. Why not? Y'all ready? Wait, why are we looking at my... Okay, I'm just behind. Check out the new calendar view. So you can change from today to 3-day, and then you will see all of the things that are based with time, whether that be reminders, calendar events, whatever it may be. Right now you guys are at the live demo with Twos Joe, and I can even choose my color, change it to a nice little green, save that up, and look at that. I've got my time blocking, I've got my color coordination, I've got everything that I need. So yeah, that is a lot to do with new Twos, a lot to do with in-app. I'm gonna go ahead and check in on our little ChatGPT prompt and go back to the chat and see if there's any other questions. Nope, not yet. I mean, I asked it a intense question, so I hope you guys are ready to get to know Twos Joe better than you've ever known anyone in your life. All right, what else we got? What else we got? Let's go chat. How do I do this? Chat. How's V4 on web coming? It's not yet. We're gonna get it all the way to finish line on iOS, public release, then move over to V4 on web. Thank you guys so much for appreciating the demos. I really appreciate you for tuning in. It makes my job so enjoyable and so much fun. And we get to do fun things like learning about Two's Joe from all the things that he's written down in 2021. So that's going to be fun. Nino, love you. What up, Rich? Being able to recall specific things is great. I've never been a big fan of chat within note-taking AI assistants, but doing things with this, like you put it, is great. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, yep. The API requests are definitely big. Let's see what else we got. Instead, they can vibe code their own solutions using the API, for example. Yeah. The thing is that we do want to keep the essence and vision of Twos somewhat within our grasp, mostly just because it's important to us to make sure that we're providing a good and reproducible experience for a lot of people. Does that calendar functionality sync with other calendars like Google or iCloud? Jamie, yes, it does. Let me go ahead and show you guys that really quick because the ChatGPT is now spitting out some information. So that's going to be exciting to take a look at any second now, guys. And this is not pre-recorded, you know. Can I like flick myself or something? What you're about to see from this ChatGPT I think is going to be pretty cool. Okay, so if I go into my settings and I go into my calendar, I can turn on any one of these integrated calendars, and I can even send all of my reminders from Twos to said calendar. The reason that I'm currently not using this feature is mostly related to a little bit of a duplication bug that we've had, but yes, these things are coming over from my integrated Google Calendar. All right, so back to computer. Are we guys ready? Is everyone ready to do the ChatGPT analysis? 5 minutes and 13 seconds. No idea how many things are in here. Maybe we ask ChatGPT, but it can read what I've uploaded and it says a lot about me. Here's what your things show. You don't trust your brain to hold everything, so you offload aggressively. Flights, quotes, tiny jokes, phone numbers, QR codes, rent reminders, Spotify moments, weird one-liners, UX ideas, relationship notes, sobriety day one, please don't tell my mom, restaurant orders, birthdays, you capture all of it. You think in short atomic units, which some people like to call things, right? Verb heavy. So we actually designed a feature around this so that you can change things into to-dos on the basis of the fact that they start with a verb. My default mode is action, not essays. So that is the benefit of writing things down. You constantly move between micro and macro. One line will be a grocery item, the next is a product vision for Twos is a global brand. So I don't know if you guys have a brain similar to mine, but I can go from thinking about one thing to another thing in a matter of seconds. So that's why I need a quick place to write these things down. Yep, and just writing literally all these little UX things down in like a matter of moments. Oh boy, what you actually care about. Guys, I'm like, are we about to get emotional in the chat? Am I about to get a tear out? Am I about to cry? I might cry. People over everything. You log people's birthdays, promotions, random quotes, inside jokes, and small interactions. Friends, parents, Allie, my ex-girlfriend, Parker, users, strangers on planes, Chick-fil-A employees on a chicken safari. Jeez Louise. You don't just track them, you quote them and remember their wins. I do love people. I love people. I love interacting with people. If you're a person, I love you. Your partner and your co-founder are central nodes. Allie and Parker show up constantly. There are call them, text them, get this for them, tell them the story, thank them, type entries everywhere. I'm about to cry in the club. This is, guys, I mean, these are the things that I write down. These are the things that make me me. And now for the computer, everything is computer, to be able to just tell me about myself in this like broad overview is just so dramatic and powerful. You actively think about how to argue and love better. You've written things like the key to a long-lasting relationship is not how much they love each other, it's how well they argue. Boy, is that relevant right now. And do I really want to be right, or do I want to feel loved and be appreciated? I like to think about behavioral psychology. I like to think about, how I can become a better version of myself, especially with interpersonal things. So again, let's do a quick reset if you're just now joining the chat. I have uploaded should I just go ahead and ask it while we keep reading? How many things are on this doc? Let's see if it knows. And then we'll go back up here while we let that process. Okay. I wrote down who I took to junior prom. I actually wrote that on 2016. It's the earliest thing that I've written down in twos because you actually can go backwards on your days. Specific concerts, exact meals, movie nights, flight numbers, random travel details. You clearly hate the feeling of, I know that happened, but I can't remember. Twosap.com, best place to write things down. There's nostalgia baked into your capture style. Old dates from 2013, like 9 years ago, Drake and Future released What a Time to Be Alive, one of my favorite albums. When I went to see the Rolling Stones, you're building your own time machine. I mean, that's a one-liner right there. You are building your own time machine. Twos isn't just a startup, it's a part of how you see yourself. Shows up as slogans, pitches, UX issues, growth ideas, valuation notes, earned media links, Discord thoughts, user interviews, jokes, and deep. I love this moments. It's true. I love you guys. I love twos. You talk about twos with real emotion and almost spiritual weight. When you're more organized and your life is more at peace. Oh, guys. Like, these are the types of things that everybody needs to be writing down so that we can build a better future together. I can't even begin to express the love I have in my heart for twos right now. We're really doing it. I want twos to serve everyone, not just power users. Phrases like make twos usable by all people and framing it as a place to keep track of anything and everything. To show that you're not just building a niche toy, but trying to build infrastructure for human memory. Very self-aware. Do feel pressure and anxiety. For sure. Coach. Humor and absurdity as a release valve. Yep, that's me. Oh, man. I'm living in Spain, but the S is silent. I remember that I've actually written that down. And yeah, so guys, I mean, like I said, I just really wanted to share a little bit more about myself. I wanted to share a little bit more about what we believe is possible if people adopt twos as this tool to capture, remember, and share their lives. There's just so much about me that's in this tool that nobody could ever know unless they literally were, a part of me. And my twos is. I love twos, and I love the things that I write down, and it is so deeply purposeful and anchoring to me. And so my goal, with no shadow of a doubt, is to give other people the ability to write things down that have served me so well. All right, so yeah, I mean, compressed into a few sentences, and yeah, it looks like we're still clarifying things, LOL. You're a relationship-driven felter who hates losing memories, so you built your own external brain and live inside of it. You oscillate between big, idealistic visions and tiny, super funny, hyper-specific details, and you're comfortable in that swing. You can write anything down in twos. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to stress. You just write. You care deeply about the people around you. You think a lot about how to be better in love and in conflict. You use structure as a way to stay ahead of your own anxiety. This is all true. This is true, true, true. I would not make it up. You're trying to turn your restless, observant, sentimental brain into infrastructure that lets other people live calmer, more memorable, more connected lives. That is our mission. That is twosap.com. My name is Twos Joe. And it has been an absolute pleasure building this tool with you all, sharing this tool with you all, and making sure that we are trying to build the best place to write things down so that ultimately your life can be as digestible and understandable and surgical as simply writing things down. Hallelujah. That's how you do it. That's exactly how you just got all the insights that I read off to you guys. All right, so I'm going to check the chat one more time before we head off. It looks like ChatGPT has finally answered our question. 4,730 things in 6 months? What is that? What's that number? 4,730 divided by 6 divided by 30, give or take. Oh God, it didn't like that. 4,730 divided by 6 divided by 30. An average of 26 things written per day. 26 things written per day. Get your thing number up. Write some things down, everybody. Come on. All right, so let me just quickly bring us back to twos one more time just to connect to the sentiment here. All you got to do is write things down and you will live a more calm, connected, and memorable life. Let's check the chat as we sign off here. And promo code Joe for sure. Y'all are, all right, now I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry in the chat. Oh, man. Okay. Will we ever see Baller again, or is he still locked away in Joe's basement? He's locked in my basement. He will never see the light of day until Twos comes out on all platforms. Right, Baller? So don't ask. What else do we got? Every time someone asks about Baller, Joe keeps him locked up for another week. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, love you guys meeting each other on the wedding speech stuff. Building your own timeline, building your own time machine. Allie wants to get picked for beta so that she can stop killing trees. Allie, make sure that you join the waitlist at writethingsdown.com. Also take a look at our latest tweet. And I can just say, a little birdie told me that everybody who replies to that tweet is going to get beta access. So if you're not on Twitter, we're also on Instagram. You can go take a look there. I will be making those selections before tomorrow. You like the living in Spain thing? Yeah. Well, and Jamie, in some capacity, that actually is something that we kind of would also love for Twos, is that in some crazy world where we can scan our notebooks and turn all of those notes into things in Twos, then hopefully one day we will be able to complete that exercise. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, I love the Wolf of Wall Street. All right, guys, so that is going to be the end of our stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being interested. Thank you so much for all of your help, comments, questions, concerns. If you didn't get a chance to rewind and see the exercise of using Twos and ChatGPT in conjunction with one another, I highly recommend it. You may notice that a lot of people in the chat are pretty impressed with the idea that all you got to do is write things down and the rest just becomes a living, working library of your life. So I'm going to go cry, for real. And until next time, Twos out. Love you.